Okay, hi and welcome. Today we're going to be talking about how to release weight in 12 weeks, the path to metabolic mastery. So in this webinar we're going to learn a way to naturally release weight and improve overall health. Everything's connected here. So if you're a super busy, likely stressed person with little time that needs to figure out how to lose weight in a permanent, healthy way, you'll know you're in the right place. So if you're looking for a quick fix, a fad diet, magic pill solution, this webinar is not for you. Those things never work, so you may as well listen to what I have to say. So what you will learn, we're going to be going through weight loss myths keeping you stuck. So there are quite a few of these and we can get a bit wrapped up in them and it can just prevent progress. We're also going to be talking about my 3-step formula for healthy permanent weight loss. Lots of people lose that same 3 to 5 kilos over and over again, or if you've got a lot more weight to lose, you might make some progress and then just go back to the weight gain again. So we're looking for obviously a permanent solution here. And then we're going to go over the proven nutrition program that I use and why it works so well. Okay, so if you stay to the end, then I'm going to be sharing with you 2 simple but powerful habits that you can implement today. Everybody can do these and it will kickstart your weight loss journey. I'll explain why as we go through. But these 2 habits, and really weight loss is all about habits. What can you maintain? What can you do long term? So these are just 2 that are part of the 12-week weight loss program that I'll be going over, but everybody can do them starting from today. So who am I? If you're here, it's quite possible you know me already. You've at least been on my email newsletter or seeing my socials. But I've been helping people with their weight and digestive issues for about 14 years now in private practice. I'm Lisa Snowdon. I'm a nutritionist. I'm a functional medicine practitioner, which really just means I'm always looking for the root cause of your symptoms, your imbalances, the challenges with weight. There's always reasons and imbalances. So that's what we're looking for. We're not looking for the band-aid solutions. We're looking for why. What's driving your symptoms or preventing the weight loss. I specialise in personalised nutrition, so part of that is the functional medicine and the testing side of things. But when it comes to my weight program, I really just love doing this personalised nutrition from the blood test that I'll be talking a little bit more about and why that's so successful. I also help people with their digestive issues, so people with IBS, SIBO, inflammatory bowel disease, really anything that's going on in the gut, and that's generally through my Gut Fix program. I'm a certified metabolic balance coach, so this is really the food plan that we use in my weight loss program, and I'll be going through that in more detail as well. Okay, so my story. Now, I've had many health challenges over the years, and these, well, they probably started in childhood with a lot of allergies and asthma and skin rashes. But then again, in my 20s, I did a lot of travel, lots of third world travel, and picked up a parasite or 2. Still had the allergies, and then as I got older I had a mold exposure in one of the houses that I lived in, and this kicked off a whole host of other symptoms again, including the gluten intolerance, SIBO, which is another gut issue. It stands for small intestinal bacterial overgrowth and means that generally you have a lot of bloating and digestive symptoms. And I chose to work with someone else for these because being coached and held accountable by someone else was really just vital in my recovery. So now I do the same for others. I studied nutrition as I really do believe that food is the foundation of health. So getting your diet right just helps us with everything, your mood, your energy, your weight, how you feel every day, different conditions, diagnoses that we can avoid by being healthy and getting our food foundation right. Functional testing and personalised nutrition allow me to identify that underlying cause of any imbalance in your body, and that helps us correct them rather than the sometimes band-aid solutions that the medical world offers, which is about helping us with our symptoms. Obviously that's important too, but if we can correct those underlying imbalances, then we're looking at long-term improvement so that you can live your best life. So does this sound like you? Lots of people come to me saying that they've been trying to lose weight for years. Nothing that they do seems to work long-term, however hard they try. They've really tried all the diets. There's so many different weight loss methods out there, all of which can work for a period of time, or do work for a lot of people for a period of time. But if they're not maintainable and you don't really fit with that system, then it often doesn't give the long-term results. You might have also tried increasing exercise a lot, like going to the gym more and running, and this definitely has other benefits of the mental health benefits, the fitness. But when it comes to weight loss, if we haven't got the food foundation right, then more exercise can really just mean that you're hungrier. So it doesn't necessarily help with weight loss as much as it does with weight maintenance and overall health. You might hate feeling hungry all the time, or you're just sick of having those sugar cravings, that just craving those carb foods or the processed foods all the time because your energy's dropping. And your clothes might be getting tighter and you don't want to buy a new wardrobe, you quite like some of your old clothes, you just want to fit back into them. There's also the scenario that perhaps you've had a blood test recently and your GP has told you to lose weight or better manage your blood sugar, perhaps reduce your cholesterol, reduce your alcohol intake to help your liver if you've got fatty liver, but you just don't know how to do that. The extra weight is probably making you miserable. It's impacting your confidence at work, in social settings. Like, our weight really does have an overall effect on who we are and how we feel on a day-to-day basis. Not just physically, but also, from confidence and a mental health perspective as well. Or perhaps your fatigue stops you from doing things that you'd really like to be doing. At the end of the day, do you come home and you just need to crash because you just don't have any energy left? Or is your energy great and you're able to go to the gym or enjoy doing other things in the evening? So you also know that overweight means you have a higher risk for certain diseases and you want to change that. Diabetes, heart disease, they're two of the biggest lifestyle diseases that we have in Australia, and these can be prevented to a large extent by your diet and your lifestyle. So have you been told this weight loss lie? Just eat less and exercise more, it's easy. So it's just not right. It's not as simple as eating less, because lower calorie diets just don't work if there's stress, if you've taken your calories too low, if you're eating the wrong types of foods, because certain foods have more influence on hormones. So I'll go through that a little bit more. But it's not as simple as eating less and exercising more. It really isn't that easy. So the real problem, fat loss is not as simple as calories in, calories out. I think most of us probably know that, because if you've tried eating a 1200 or less than 1200 calorie a day diet long term, lots of people don't get weight loss from that, because it simply isn't as easy as that, especially if you're exercising as well. It is about your hormones. So the types of foods you eat can contribute to increased insulin levels, and that promotes fat storage and it blocks fat burning. So it's not just about choosing or counting your calories to a certain amount. It's about what those foods trigger in your body. So more of the carb foods, the refined foods, the processed foods, they influence our insulin levels. Even if you're not eating over your calorie limit every day, or what you believe your calorie limit is to lose weight. Some foods also can be causing inflammation in the body, and this can be your aches and pains, can be part of the fatigue as well. So that can mean that if food is influencing inflammation and you have more pain, then you might not have the energy or the urge to go to the gym or exercise more because the food you're eating is causing the inflammation. So you can't just come at this from one angle, it is all connected. You may also have a nutrient deficiency, like if you have low iron, the fatigue is going to be there, whatever you're eating, and that can make weight loss harder, or your B12, or you might be magnesium deficient. So these all cause problems in the body. Your meals may not be the best balance of proteins, carbs, and healthy fats for your body. Now, everybody is different with this, and it depends what is your starting point, how much muscle mass do you have, how much body fat percentage, your bones, so what is your bone frame size, how much do you exercise, what type of exercise do you get to move during the day. There's so many different factors that will affect your proportions on the plate. The timings of your meals might also be promoting fat storage, and that's one of the action steps that we're going to be talking about at the end of this that everybody can implement, or at least start to implement. So while your metabolism is out of balance, nothing you do will work long term. We need to reset your metabolism. So you need a metabolism reset. So imagine what it would feel like to shed this extra weight, to know the exact foods that fuel and nourish your body and make you feel at your best. So to pick out anything in your wardrobe and know that it fits you and it looks and feels fabulous on. To sleep better, to have a glow to your skin and a spring in your step, so energy is better, and to finally feel like you again. When is the last time you really felt great in your body? Now, don't just take my word for it. This is Kathy Dillon, and she ate on the Metabolic Balance Plan, and she said after a decade of trying to shed excess weight, increase energy levels, thicken my hair, strengthen my nails, so those things can be to do with the nutrients that you might be low in, stop the mouth ulcers, that's another sign of being run down and nutrient depleted, and psoriasis, which is actually kind of an acidic condition. I decided to make an appointment with my coach. I started the Metabolic Balance program under her guidance. For the next 6 weeks, I stopped thrashing myself at the gym and settled for a gentle walk whilst I followed the food program. So she lost 6.3 kilos, which surpassed her goal weight and has easily kept it off with the tools that she learned. So the best thing was I was never hungry. Now this is key to any weight loss program, because if you're hungry, it's not going to be sustainable. And that's all about balancing your blood sugar. So I have a newfound energy, and after years of just existing, have a sparkle back. I feel great. So that's a fantastic review of how she felt after her 12 weeks. So the challenge was, there are so many different weight loss methods to choose from, and I had a busy practice in Sydney that was full of weight loss clients, and so that I could help my clients, over the years I tried all the different professional weight loss programs. So I've done keto, low carb with people using meal replacement shakes, intermittent fasting. Honestly, the list could go on and on. I've done so many more different things, but not everyone saw lasting results. And despite all of my training, I just didn't find the perfect formula for lasting weight loss. And this is so frustrating, because that's what I was there to help people with. I have the knowledge. I was there to support people in any way that I could, and some people definitely did achieve that long-term weight loss, but not everybody did, even if they followed the instructions. So I knew that there was something missing in the weight loss program. So then another program that I tried, and this is the only one really that I recommend now, I discovered a personalized nutrition plan that is hugely successful in Europe. and it was based on blood tests and nutrition science. So I completed my training and passed the exams to become licensed to offer this method. So only healthcare professionals that have been through the training can offer metabolic balance. And I began to take clients through the program. So the results my clients began having were honestly just life-changing. So this is Mary, another client. She was 56 when she took these pictures, and she just didn't know what to do to feel well. She was tired, depressed, sluggish, and in pain, achy joints. And these things are so common, especially to females in our 50s when we're going through that hormonal change. And her results, and this was slightly longer, she went on slightly longer than the 12 weeks, but these results, because she just kept going with the program. She was down 10.2 kilos, her waist reduced by 12 centimeters, her hips by 11.5, and her thighs by 7.5. That's a massive result, and is maintained. Corey, who actually came because he had a strong family history of type 2 diabetes, and his bloods were already showing hints of this already. So this is a fantastic program if you are at risk for diabetes or you're pre-diabetic in your blood tests. If your doctor said pre-diabetes, you don't want to go down that route. You want to make the dietary changes now. So in 10 weeks, Corey lost 13 kilos. So he no longer gets sugar cravings, and that is key to long-term success, because if you don't get rid of the sugar cravings, you're going to keep craving sugar and eventually will give in. So he has energy to run his own business and spend time with his kids at the end of the day. He's loving that he now hears when his body is whispering at him. And this is part of the process. Once we've done the strict phase, and I'll be going through that a little bit more, we reintroduce some of the foods, and you turn on that body intuition to work out what foods work for you and fuel and nourish your body, and what foods just work against you. So he started experimenting with these other foods, and is getting clear messages from his body of what foods make him feel good versus the ones that his body really has to work hard to get through, which means he's going to avoid those more because they don't make him feel good. So let me ask you a question. Who here has been confused and frustrated at all the conflicting information about weight loss and nutrition? So as a nutritionist, I have been confused over the years. I'm pretty sure most of you out there, there are at least some aspects of nutrition that are confusing, because it's one of the most confusing sciences, I think. So let's set the record straight on a few of the weight loss myths that are probably keeping you stuck. Restrict calories. Now, calories are definitely relevant. I'm not saying ignore calories and portion sizes altogether, but skipping meals, under eating, and starving yourself is the worst thing that you can do to lose weight. Generally, when people do that, the weight comes off very quickly. They lose muscle mass, which is your metabolism. If you drop your muscle, your metabolism will drop as well. So it causes the body to go into stress response. Now, stress and cortisol also will stick you in fat storage. So if you're really under eating and your body finds it stressful, which it does when it's starving, you can stick in fat storage even if you're really eating very little food. So this leads to increased blood sugar, and that increased cortisol and stress response is part of that. When we're under stress, we release blood sugar so that your body is in that fight and flight mode. So this leads to elevated insulin, which is the fat storage hormone, which causes us to store fat and blocks us from burning it. So deprivation, meaning you're really cutting out too much food, can lead us to cycle through disordered eating and becoming more and more frustrated. Burn more calories. This is another big one. So again, this comes down to putting the body into the stress response. and what that does to our fat storage hormone insulin. So lots of people will push themselves when they're tired to work out in the gym, and it's just creating more stress. So exercise is definitely important for part of that healthy diet and lifestyle, and maintaining your weight, but you have to get the food right, otherwise you're just going to be battling against yourself. So for fat burning, it's more important to get your food right so that it keeps insulin levels normal, and you can keep your exercise to a sensible level, which obviously is different for everybody, but you actually want to work out more when you get your insulin levels right and you feel good and you have the energy to do so. It often isn't the right thing to push yourself to exercise if you're under a lot of stress and very fatigued. So I teach my clients that the best type of exercise for fat loss is anything that builds lean muscle. So walking, Pilates, yoga, plenty of gym sessions, but muscle building, not the long-term cardio, not for weight loss. And HIIT if you're ready for that, but you've got to be ready for that and have good energy levels. But don't overdo it, as it can have the opposite effect to what you want. As I say, if you're pushing too hard, you create stress and you remain in fat storage. Another confusion or myth is that fat makes you fat. So generally speaking, healthy fats are not what drive us to gain weight. Although yes, fats do have more calories, and we're not talking about overeating fats, but we absolutely need fats in the diet that help us feel satisfied. So eating packaged low-fat foods is actually the worst for you. They tend to be higher in sugar, which leads to more sugar cravings, more insulin, which is fat storage. So fat is important for healthy hormones, and hormonal balance, as we're talking about and we'll continue to talk about in this, is vital to weight loss, neurotransmitters, which is about your mood, healthy mood, and for satiety, so feeling full. We will feel full if we eat enough protein and healthy fat. If we eat carbs, there isn't an I'm full button from that, unless it's vegetables with lots of fibre, but I'm more talking about your processed starchy carbs. So it also contains fat-soluble vitamins, so if you're not eating enough fat, then you could be low in your vitamins A, D, E and K. So these are part of your immune system, your healthy skin, they're antioxidants in the body. They play many, many different roles and are very important. So my nutrition program includes at least 2 to 3 tablespoons of healthy fats every day, really a tablespoon with each meal. Now, another myth is that age makes weight loss impossible. It's definitely something that I think for females is just known out there when we come into perimenopause and menopause. Yes, the body changes. It just means our methods of weight loss need to change. Doesn't mean it's impossible. It just means we have to do things slightly differently. So many of my clients might have read this somewhere or have even been told this by their doctor because they just see it so frequently. So yes, changes in hormones can slow and change the metabolism. But that just means we have to eat in a way to support the hormones. So things that once worked when we were younger to lose weight may not work anymore. But again, that just means we have to change the method. We don't have to give up. So still, this is a myth, and weight loss at any age is absolutely possible. So on to my 3-step formula for healthy weight loss. So step 1 is really a thorough assessment. Step 2, personalised nutrition plan, which just gives you food clarity. This means you'll know exactly what to eat, when to eat, how to eat for it to work best for you. And then also step 3 of my program is regular coaching and accountability. So you're not on your own with your questions, you have the support. I am there to support you because it's sometimes challenging when we lose weight. We might have that plan and we know what to do, but we still might struggle to do that. So I think that's vital. Okay, so step one, your thorough assessment. Now, the first step is we conduct a thorough and comprehensive health assessment. So this is done partly over the phone, online through questionnaires where you do your measurements and go through food preferences. There's no point in me recommending you eat a food that you don't like, don't react well to, so that you can choose your food preferences on there. And we have a thorough blood test as well that is part of developing your food plan. So it's really important to get a clear picture of your health status at the start in order to create a plan that's going to work for you. So that's just the data gathering, your health history, your current symptoms, your eating patterns, your dietary preferences, lifestyle factors, sleep, exercise, stress levels. These are all assessed, some at the beginning and some as we go through the program. We get your body measurements and your healthy goal weight. So you can have an overall goal weight, and you can have one for the program. So we can discuss what's realistic within the 12 weeks. And then if you've got more than 10, 12, 15 kilos to lose, then we're looking at a second goal for longer term after the program finishes, which you can definitely keep maintaining your weight loss because you will know how to do it then. So we take accurate body measurements and then determine a healthy goal weight. So that's for you to be feeling at your best. Everybody knows the weight that they last felt best, but it needs to be easily maintainable for you, so nothing crazy. Now, the metabolic blood test. So we then refer you to just a normal pathology lab for a series of metabolic blood tests, and these include your liver, kidneys, pancreatic function, full blood count, so your white cells, your immune system, your thyroid function tests, your lipids, so cholesterol, triglycerides, fasting blood sugar, that is an important one, inflammation markers to see if you already have some inflammation in your body, although sometimes we have inflammation without these markers being raised. It kind of depends where it is. And then nutrients. So, are you deficient in certain nutrients that could be affecting your weight? So thorough testing can show us any hidden factors that could be blocking weight loss. I've got a blog on my website that talks about common weight loss blockers. Some of those can come up in your blood tests. And these, you might not even be noticing symptoms, but they could be blocking your weight loss success. Low nutrients, thyroid function, blood sugar imbalances, hormonal issues, low magnesium. These are just some of the factors that influence your metabolism. So step 2, the personalized nutrition plan. So we are all unique, and our nutrition plan needs to be personalized to accommodate our individual dietary needs. So without knowing your personal health history, your symptoms, your lifestyle, how much you exercise, are you stressed, do you have a challenge with sleep, are you taking any medications or have a specific diagnosis already, are you nutrient deficient, or what is your overall health status? So how can an effective weight loss plan be created without knowing these? I really think these days that I know that it can't. So here's where generic diets or one-size-fits-all meal plans have failed you. So there's been no basic level assessment, and they're not looking at your overall health and well-being. So it does depend where you are with your nutrition. If you're already eating a healthy, balanced diet, or you feel like you are, and you've tried lots of different weight loss methods, and you just can't maintain it, then you need something personalized to you. If your diet is all over the place and you just need to improve things, you can start with a generic healthy eating plan. But if it doesn't take you to your goals, you do need something more personalized. So there's often no assessment of metabolic health, which we do through the blood tests. There's no adjustment for a specific medical condition, so lots of people that see me might already have IBS or digestive issues. They may have an autoimmune condition, any different medical diagnosis, and they might be on medications that can actually affect your biochemistry. or your past health history has not been taken into account. So by not assessing or addressing specific nutrient deficiencies, you're going to struggle to get your body back into balance, because we need those nutrients to be at a certain level. So generic plans are not designed for perhaps high achievers or super busy people. Like, most of my clients do not have a lot of time. They don't want to be spending hours in the kitchen, whether they provide food for other people or not. Time is a factor. It needs to be simple and maintainable. There's often no analysis of blood work, and it's not necessarily led by a trained nutrition professional. So for myself, I've been taking people through weight loss for about 14-15 years now, so I've seen everything come up for people and can help people work through those challenges. So Metabolic Balance is the company that I work with to develop your personalised nutrition plan. So the data that we gather, myself and you, if you decide to go ahead, is then run through the database actually over in Germany, in Europe. So their approach is based on sound nutritional science and is an award-winning 20-year running program that's been running around the world. So this helps us discover the optimal foods to reset your metabolism. So your personalized nutrition plan that you receive matches your unique health history, your symptoms, your biochemistry with the most optimal foods to restore your health. So the foods are balanced, they're natural, whole foods that are nutrients dense, and they're chosen just for you. So there are no supplements, no meal replacements on this program. It is about just real food. If you do need supplements, then it's more to bring a nutrient deficiency back into balance, and then you won't need it long term if you keep on your healthy balanced diet. So you won't feel hungry, and you will enjoy simple but delicious meals on this plan. So Metabolic Balance has lots of overall health benefits, and the main ones are it increases fat burning. So it switches on fat burning so that between your meals and overnight you burn those fat stores. So you literally burn fat while you sleep. It reduces hunger and cravings. So this is really important to make it maintainable long term. It rebalances the hormones that control how hungry or full you feel. It reduces inflammation. So many people find that inflammatory conditions such as ones that create joint pain or skin problems subside as they go through the program, because it's rebalancing you. So it improves blood cholesterol. There have been significant improvements in triglyceride and cholesterol levels that have been recorded for people that follow their unique metabolic balance plan. It also dramatically improves your glucose levels. So especially for people that have got pre-diabetes or diabetes in their family, the research has shown it has a reduced risk of metabolic syndrome, which means you're in that pre-diabetic state, and it reverses insulin resistance by following this plan that is unique to you. So again, don't just take my word for it. There are some famous people that have done metabolic balance, and you can Google celebrities and metabolic balance. So Boy George, you can see a difference in him there. That is massive. Sam Smith, I think, has also done it. There are numerous celebrities. So step 2 of what is important is the right portion sizes. So knowing exactly the right portion sizes that nourish you and aid the body to burn fat is critical. So even as a nutritionist, I am doing best guess for portion sizes when I create a meal plan without metabolic balance. But since implementing this plan and being able to individualize it for each person, I see how different that is, and that I wouldn't necessarily be able to take all those individual factors into consideration when I'm building a plan. So depending on where your diet is, if you've tried other things and you're stuck or it's just not helping you long term, then this is the plan that you need. So your nutrition plan will include a completely clear meal plan with weights of food so that you know exactly how much you should be eating. You don't have to weigh your food long term, but we do weigh it at the start of the program so that we know you're getting no more but no less than what you need to be absolutely fueling and nourishing your body. So my clients and myself just love how this means that we don't have to second guess ourselves anymore, and you soon find that you feel satisfied and are never hungry on the right amounts of food. The right timing of food. So knowing a few key guidelines around meal timings can make all the difference to your success. So your plan will teach you what is best, and we make that fit into your routine, and this is based on nutrition science. Again, this will mean that you don't feel hungry and that you enjoy sustained energy throughout your day. Okay, so step 3, regular coaching and accountability. So knowing what to do is one thing, but actually doing it is another. I'm sure many of you have tried eating from a meal plan before. So trying to DIY new dietary changes and lifestyle habits can be really hard. You might get stuck, feel lost, give up, but my program ensures that this does not happen to you. So regular appointments keep you on track. Results, we always have the results consult where we go over the plan, and then there are the follow-up consults. There are also, depending on whether I'm doing it as a group or individually, we have the Q&A chats as well. So there's also a supportive online community. We're just switching that at the moment to try it in a Facebook group because I think it's just a method that works for a lot of people. But for those that don't use Facebook, that's not a problem. There is also another group chat or community area that we can use too. There is an online curriculum and resources. So I provide recipes, modules for each phase of the program, because we have a detox phase, the strict conversion phase, the more relaxed phase, and then a maintenance phase that we go through on this program. And this is where I say you will keep all of this information forever. And if you need to repeat the strict phase because you're looking for change again, you just move yourself back to the strict phase. You don't have to look for another diet that's perhaps going to work for you. You will know it works. You just do it again in the strict phase. So there are also some mindset modules that I cover to help with the behavioral and habit changes. So this is part of that long-term success we get because we focus on some nutrition and lifestyle habits. Okay, so today we've covered off some weight loss myths keeping you stuck, my 3-step formula for healthy permanent weight loss and wellness, and the proven nutrition plan that I use in my clinic and why it works so well. So when you follow my system, it will help you release extra weight that you've gained, feel confident and amazing in your clothes again, stop the ups and downs of those hormonal shifts so that you can just get on with your life. And it will help you increase your energy levels, improve your sleep, and just feel overall more healthy and vital. So do you need an expert to assess your situation and create a clear plan for you? Do you need advice on whether you need supplements, recipes, healthy lifestyle and habit changing hacks? Do you need accountability, support and guidance so that you stick with the plan long term to see the results? And do you need a plan that you know is personalized to you, so you never have to look for another weight loss plan? So what if you could work with me to finally figure out what's going on in your body that's blocking your weight loss? And then together we map out a plan of how you can release it and start feeling like you again. So if you want my help, I've set aside some next step strategy sessions in my calendar. I will send out that link if you've registered on the email and you're on here live, but if you're watching the recording, it will be below the recording that you can book in for a strategy session, or you can go to my website and you can book in a strategy session there. So in this session, we'll identify what might be blocking your weight loss and what we can do to kickstart your metabolism. And if I feel that you are a good candidate for the program, we can talk about how to get started. Now, this program is brilliant for people that are feeling stuck, that they really want to know. It's just, tell me the answers. What do I have to do to get the results? But it is a very prescriptive program at the beginning. We do weigh the food. You eat in certain methods, so there are rules. This doesn't necessarily work for everybody, so we definitely talk through whether it's right for you. There are other methods for people where this is too restrictive, and it's not restrictive long term. It's about we are in a strict phase and then we move through it, but we carry some of those diet and lifestyle habits forward for long-term success. So it works fantastically if you're someone that finds clear instructions work well for you. So you can apply for one of these sessions below or on my website. Okay, so your stay to the end prize. These are the 2 key strategies that are part of the program, and we have lots of different strategies, but these are 2 of the big ones. Now, we eat 3 meals a day with no snacking in between. This is one of the keys to metabolic balance. So you need that space between your meals to allow your insulin levels to drop enough that your body starts burning those fat stores. It also means, if you've got digestive issues, you're not putting fresh food on top of partially digested food that's almost ready to go through, and then it's got to sit there longer while the new food comes into your gut, gets mixed into that, and is all digested. That can be part of things running slow, the bloating, the not feeling good. You're not giving enough gap in between the meals or the snacks. So eating every 2 hours leads to us feeling hungry, more sugar cravings, fat storage, and poor digestion. So the meals need to be good square meals. You can't just eat a small portion and expect to go to the next meal. It needs to be satisfying. It needs to have enough protein. It needs to have enough vegetables and fiber. It needs to have your healthy fats and perhaps a small amount of starch. This is where it's individualized depending on you. Okay, so 3 meals, no snacks, and then second, drinking enough water. Lots of people do not drink enough water, and this is part of, not feeling good, having more aches and pains, more sugar cravings. So the formula to work out how much water you should be aiming for in a day is 35 mils per kilo of body weight per day. So if you have a lot of weight and you're already quite a big frame, we don't go above 4 litres. So if your amount comes out higher than 4 litres a day, you cap it at 4 litres. But otherwise, this gives you your daily water amount. And really, if you're having those big gaps in between meals, you're more likely to drink your water, because if you get any signals of hunger, you're probably just thirsty and need to have some more of your water. So try those 2 things out for a few days and see how you go. Now, I do find it's harder to do the 3 meals with no snackings if you don't actually know what you should be eating and the correct portion on your plate. That is where your individualized metabolic balance plan comes about. But if you try and have a balanced meal for breakfast, lunch and dinner, and the gaps in between, you will still get great results if you can work it out yourself. So my program is called Fuel and Nourish. It's the Fuel Your Metabolism, Nourish Your Gut, or Overall Self. And you really have 2 choices now. So you can either keep being stuck or just repeating the same things, losing those same kilos over and over again, or you can finally lose weight, boost your energy, and feel great for the long term. So these are just some visuals of what's included. We have there is a recipe book, lots of different recipes, all tailored to you and what comes back on your meal plan. There is the chat community. There is also lots of different modules as you go through the program. And some additional tools and bonuses that I have, stopping the self-sabotage workshop. So there are different mindset workshops as we go through. the mindful eating, because slowing down, helping us get back into rest and digest when we eat and out of that fight and flight mode, is actually just another key of being able to get into fat burning, and is really relevant to overall health, digestive health as well. We want to be focusing on relaxation and our food when we're eating. And then guiding nutrition principles. So this workshop is really talking about long-term and some of the habits and the principles that we use with metabolic balance that we will keep doing for long-term success, but without needing to weigh your food. You're learning some of the principles as we go. So with these tools, you'll be able to live guilt-free, because feeling guilty after your foods or pushing yourself to exercise because you feel guilty for eating that wrong foods is not helpful. So we'll live guilt-free and without that judgment. Eat mindfully, so it's not just about what you eat that matters. How we eat does actually matter in this process as well. This is a holistic program and plan. And then live beyond your meal plan when we finish the 12 weeks or when you've reached your weight loss target. It's just important to maintain your results for life by going through what we've learned, the nutrition principles that we've learned and applied during this program. So if you are ready for the next level and you want to start the last diet that you will ever need, book in a strategy session and see if you're a good fit. So if you do this within the next 2 weeks, because I'm looking for a group of people to be starting so we can finish by Christmas, I'm offering $200 off the program so that we can all get started together. It's kind of fun to do it in a group of people, and we'll go through that together, which means we can have some group Q&A sessions along the way as well. So I'll go through pricing and if that's fits for you in your strategy session. Okay, well, thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to speak to you soon.